I'm Glenn van den Burg with Never Enough Tellies with a special Fender, well, it's not a Telecaster, it is a Nocaster because there is no name on the headstock. So lots to tell about this one because this is a Fender Cunetto Nocaster from 1997. Short story about the Nocaster part. When the Telecaster first was brought into the market, they called it the Broadcaster. So the Broadcaster had the two pickups and the Esquire had the one pickup only in the bridge position. But the Broadcaster was also a brand name for a drum kit made by Gretsch. So there were these lawsuits, talks amongst Gretsch, which was far bigger than Fender those days. So Fender dumped the Broadcaster name, but then they didn't have a name for the guitar. And they did have a lot of decals that said Fender and underneath said Broadcaster. And because Leo Fender hated to throw away stuff, he was very, very how do you say it? Well, maybe sustainable for his time already. They cut off the Broadcaster name and just put Fender on the headstock. And they call these ones Nocasters because there is no name on the headstock. And this is the version made by VInce Cunetto, or made by the Fender Custom Shop, Relic by VInce Cunetto. And funny thing is that I have here the magazine, the full brochure, with which launched a lot of things, but it also launched the first relics that Fender ever made. As you can see right here. They had four kinds of relics in the standard formats that they made. I have videos already about the Mary Kay, so the 50s Strat in blonde with gold hardware. I already have a video about the 60s Strat in Olympic white, of course with rosewood fretboard. No videos about the bass, the precision bass, I think, or jazz bass. Don't do basses. And now in my hands I have the Nocaster Relic by VInce Cunetto. So very special guitar, and also some bad news about this guitar, but more about that later. Really traditional way of setting up, two pickups, so pickup in the neck position, pickup in the bridge position, of course, everything more or less up to vintage specs. Really nice neck, made by Herbie Gastelum, the king of feel. He has kind of the name within Fender that Abigail Barra has for pickups. He was the master of the necks. So this is a really nice neck. Not up to spec for a Nocaster, because this is, well, it is a bit chunky, but it's not as chunky as the normal Nocasters that I've seen made by the Fender Custom Shop nowadays. They are much chunkier. It has a really nice bird's eye maple. And it sounds excellent, by the way. It's really light, I think 3.3 kilo, something in that range. And well, it's just a very, very smart looking guitar. If you want to invest in guitars and you don't have that much money that you can afford a real vintage guitar, this is really a very interesting option. Because in the last, I started doing this in 2020 or 2021, then the normal prices for a Cunetto were about 5,500 euros, and by now, it's 2025, they're listed at 6,500. So they're quite they're increasing in value rapidly. And there's at the time that I'm making this video, there are, I think, on Reverb only 3 Cunettos for sale. Now the bad news about this one is that it's already been sold. So tomorrow the guitar player that bought this guitar is going to pick it up. So I have to make this video quite fast to make sure that I do have the video about it and I can show you what it sounds like. So this is a good moment to do that. Before I'll show you some tunes. It's time to subscribe. That would be nice. And like this video, that would be also really nice because it helps me spread these videos amongst guitar players. A bit of attention for the t-shirt, of course, which are for sale on the website. And of course, if you want to check out other Telecasters, check out neverenoughttellies.com. Alright, some tunes starting in the neck position. I'm playing through my Fender Champ from 1974, so it should sound nice, crispy and clean, with just a little bit of reverb from my Hall of Fame reverb thingy. Alright, middle position. And finally, bridge position. Let's see how feisty this one is. Alright, let's turn on the Tubescreamer to see what it sounds like with a bit of gain in neck position. And in bridge position. that's it for this very nice 1997, so it's 28 years old. Yeah, 28 years old guitar. Relic by VInce Cunetto. Much more information you can find about him in the other videos I made over the Cunetto Strats. Really nice guitar. The neck feels super. It's a really nice neck. And well, you can check out my website, but it's not available. But there are other Nocasters available on the website. neverenoughtellys.com. Thanks for watching.